Welcome to the part 1 video of science class on chapter number 12, friction. What do you mean by a friction or a force of friction? It is a force which opposes the motion of an object over a surface. The force of friction acts between object and the surface. So it is a contact force, as you have learned in your last chapter. A ball rolling on the ground slows down and comes to rest. It is due to the force of friction. If we stop pedaling a bicycle, it gradually slows down and comes to a stop. This is also due to the force of friction. Now let's see factors affecting friction. Friction depends upon two factors. They are nature of the surfaces in contact, that is, the smoothness of the surface. How hard the surface pressed together, that is, friction is less on a smooth surface and friction is more on a rough surface. Friction is more if the surfaces are pressed harder. Friction is less if the surfaces are not pressed harder. Now let's see the cause of a friction. Friction is caused due to the interlocking of irregularities between the two surfaces in contact. Smooth surfaces have minute irregularities between the two surfaces. Rough surfaces have larger irregularities between the two surfaces. So, force of friction is more if the surfaces are rough. Now let's see the types of friction. Mainly there are three types of friction. They are static, sliding and rolling friction. Static friction is the friction exerted on an object at rest. Sliding friction is the friction exerted when an object slides over a surface. Rolling friction is a friction exerted when an object rolls over a surface. Sliding friction is slightly less than the static friction. Rolling friction is less than sliding and static friction. Friction is sometimes useful or necessary in our daily life. Let's see how. It is possible to hold a tumbler due to the friction between hand and the tumbler. Friction between the feet and ground help us to walk on the ground. It is possible to write with a pen or a pencil on a paper due to friction between the pen or a pencil and the paper. It is also possible to write on a blackboard due to the friction between chalk and the blackboard. Friction between tires and road helps automobiles to move on roads. Friction between the bricks helps in the construction of buildings. In all these cases, you can see how friction is necessary.